Okay. We'll call this meeting to order of the local alcoholic beverage board, November 26th, 2025 at 10:07 a.m. Board members present: Dan Friedenberg,
Joe Martino,
Tom Hobson.
Beth Hirschman.
We do have 8 items on the agenda, mostly renewals, 2 renewals with violation, and 1 new application. We'll start by swearing individuals in. If you are here to speak for or against a permit, if I could please have you raise your right hand. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers that you have given on your application or any testimony you may give to any questions asked by this board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll start with renewals. They are DL 3412921 Beer Wine Liquor Package Store for, how do you guys pronounce this? Roosteville Bottle Shop. RC 340688 Beer Wine Liquor Fraternal Club for VFW Post 1152. RR 3410173 Beer Wine Liquor Restaurant for Club Oasis. RR 34 Beer Wine Liquor Restaurant for Yuri Korean Cuisine. And RR 34 Beer Wine Restaurant for Noble Romans. There's no discussion from the board. I'd look for a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is a renewal with violation for RR 34 Beer Wine Liquor Restaurant for Wildcat Creek Golf Course. Morning.
Rick Hendrick with Bradford Riley, Leo Johnson, who was the Wildcat Creek.
And Mr. Johnson, you the owner?
Yes,
Okay. Are you familiar with the violation from October of last year?
yes.
If you want to tell us about that and the steps you've taken to fix the incident?
Yeah, there was an employee that did not have his liquor permit or license. Doing the push up. So what we've done is we've made sure that we have a file kept not only electronically but also paper. And they all have to make sure when they get hired from now on, they have it up front.
Up front, as
I mean, before they start, they need to show it.
okay.
Sometimes we, as long as they apply, we would say, okay, and, but we make sure we have it. Up
So now you make sure not only that they applied, but that they actually have
Yeah,
it.
they actually have it when they come in.
Okay. And then how do you keep up on making sure that they're renewing?
Renewals, yes, we have a electronic, not only electronic in my Outlook calendar, but also the manager's Outlook calendar. And we also have it by paper where we keep it filed on an Excel sheet, not only my computer, but the other manager's computer.
Okay. And then what kind of leeway do you leave them? Like how far before they expire? Are you talking to them about that?
Well, generally, we tell them within 60, we've started telling them within 60 days. So that's pretty much the timeline we give them.
Okay.
And they need to have it within 60 days. I mean, they need to have it, we give them 60 days notice, but they need to have it when that day is up.
Right. Have you had any other violations in the past? No? Okay. Have you owned the business?
3 years, 2.5 years.
Okay. Questions, comments from the board?
When you hired this individual, you hired him with the assumption that they had a permit,
Yes.
and so it wasn't checked at that point then.
Yes,
Your protocol has changed.
yes, they need to give us a physical copy. Is number one.
That's the first thing you're going to see at an interview when the guy comes in to get the job.
Yeah, well, we'll interview and we'll say, okay, when you start, this date, we need to have that.
Okay, all right. Mhm.
No discussion. I'm looking for a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve in a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say no. Motion carries. Thank you. Next item, we'll do the new application for RR 344304 Beer Wine Restaurant for Yummy Bowl.
Again, Brett and Riley again, for Yummy Bowl. This is a franchise concept. There are currently 9 restaurants operating. 3 pending include this one. No violations. It's basically a Mongolian barbecue. Basically, you go in line, they give you a bowl, you fill it with food, choose your spices, give it to the chefs, and they cook it on a round Mongolian barbecue pit.
This is kind of like flat top grill type concept.
Exactly.
Alcohol's
all table serving, there's no bar.
Do they, I know it's a franchise, do they own any of the other franchises or is this their only alcohol permit?
They own this one and also applying for one in Mishawaka.
Okay. Discussion from the board? I have the affidavit, signs posted. I will come up there after the meeting. We'll take care of the final inspection. If there's no other discussion, I'd look for a motion.
Move to approve.
A motion to approve. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I did not.
All right, last item on the agenda is, first off, is there anybody here who wishes to speak against any permits? I should ask that earlier. No? Okay. RR 3439494 Beer Wine Liquor Restaurant for the Country Palace. I could have you both state your names for the record, please.
Misty Griggs.
Mark Webb, Indianapolis, on behalf of the Country Palace.
Okay, and this is a carryover from last month as board member Mr. Martino had some concerns reference police calls to the location. We continued it to give both parties time to gather information on the incidents. So we will let you guys start.
Well, first of all, I guess we probably need to make sure that we've addressed the violations. That we had 2 violations, both service after hours. And so for what we've done on that is, and Ms. Griggs can elaborate, we're closing earlier. And we are limiting capacity. So that's going to help us not only get people out faster in both respects, because we're going to have less people in there and we're getting them out early so that this does not recur. With respect to the calls for service, she has increased greatly the security that she has. She's added additional cameras. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you've done?
Yes, we installed 4 extra cameras. There's 12, including some towards the parking lot and towards the bar that's next to us. We've got an ID scanner now that we use. It lets us know how many people are there. We can kind of monitor that a little bit better. And we can also tag people, like they could be barred if we don't want them there. As soon as we scan their ID, we know that. Extra lighting, the cameras, the scanner, we've been closing early.
What's early?
Early, we do last call at 2 instead of, prior to that, it would have been 2:45.
Okay. So then when do you close?
Everybody's out of there at 2:30.
Okay.
So we're done serving and everybody's out. 2:15, we're done serving, and 2:30, they've got everything. So that has seemed to help a little bit since I've got the armed security, which was, I believe, the second week in August. I think we've had 1 incident where the police actually came, but since then it's not been as it was.
With respect to your crowd in there, can you talk about your staffing levels inside? I understand that you have increased staffing levels,
Yes.
to have your staff members monitor patrons.
They're-
They're
yeah.
more, out in the building, if you will, on the crowd,
Staff
walking around and
staff is
talking.
more out in
Right.
Right.
in the
exactly.
area, okay.
Because aside from the armed security, we also increased our in-house security, which they're looking for, they're anticipating issues, they're watching things to make sure everybody's doing well.
So it is armed security then, so we have, okay,
Yes, yes, I have 2 armed security guards on Friday and Saturday nights every weekend.
mhm.
And they'll be there tonight because we expect it to
Yeah,
be
you're gonna
busy.
have a big
So
crowd tonight.
whatever we have to do to alter that, we'll do. I think their presence deters people from fighting. I think us being a little bit more proactive and just being real clear and watching everybody, I think it's all helped.
What's the name of the security company?
Spear Point Veterans, right?
Sorry, Spear Point.
I couldn't, I saw,
You're good. It's a Spear Point Defense Group.
Spear Point, are you guys based out of Kokomo?
Kentucky. I'm actually the owner of Tyler Demeen.
Okay, okay, and you're,
Could you state your name and spell your last name?
So it's Tyler Demeen, and it's Demmien, and I'm the president and CEO of Spear Point Defense Group.
okay,
We're headquartered out in northern Kentucky, and then we're licensed and insured in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio to perform armed security.
okay, all right. And how long have you been doing this now?
So I've been, between my career, I have 14 years of experience between military, law enforcement, and security.
Okay,
So, and then all of our agents possess either armed security background, military, or law enforcement background.
okay, now how long have you been working with Misty?
August.
Oh, is that, okay, August.
Sorry, I didn't know which question.
No, yeah, it was kind of two-sided. I didn't mean it to be that way, but,
Can you
I'm curious,
further-
do you have a protocol?
Yeah,
Like,
can
what's
you
your
elaborate?
protocol? on-
So, I guess explain what you mean by protocol.
Well, how do you handle the night in general?
Okay,
Because it
so
sounds like you got two different
Yes,
sets of
sir.
security.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, but they all mesh well together.
They work
Yes,
together.
Yes, yes.
So,
Or they're starting to work together.
so I guess I can represent our side, we would represent the in-house.
Internal.
Okay, and you are,
Fernandez?
okay, Brian, all right. And you represent the in-house,
Yes, sir.
okay? So you guys are, because what we're seeing on the reports is a lot of fighting, and domestic violence. I think there might even been shot fired in a situation at some point, and maybe that was across the street or across the alley or the parking lot. I'm not sure.
Do
There's
you
a
have the
lot,
date on that by chance?
huh?
The shot fire call by chance?
I don't have that right here.
August previous is what I'm getting at.
I think it was. I'm not sure. I don't have that.
We've
piece
been
of
there in
paper.
August, we have not had a shot fire. call.
Okay.
I was physically there one night where police rolled through the lot, and we actually heard gunshots
In the
security,
background.
but it was off in the distance.
Off in the
I
distance, okay.
actually- Officer. there was
And that might be what we're,
Correct.
talking
Because I would say
about.
since August, since we've been there, we've had no issue with firearms, zero.
okay. So are you guys denying people at the door if you see somebody who looks and appears to be overserved?
We have we put almost a dress code in order. They can't have their hoodies up. They're not having sunglasses on. If they seem altered in any way, we don't even let them in. They stop them at the door. They know we don't even have to, they don't even get to us to refuse them a drink. They don't even let them in. So,
Okay,
And that would include, like, somebody shows up and you smell an odor of marijuana, you're not.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
You have to be more proactive right there at the beginning.
right. And now you're talking about like doing last call at like 2.
Yes.
I was gonna make a suggestion. One would be, have you thought about shutting down like around 1 o'clock, or is that something that you can't do, or? Because it seems to me a lot of the calls are between midnight and 3 in the morning,
Right.
mainly 1 to 3 in the morning. And that's when it gets really heavy.
Well, that's when we are the busiest. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
that's when
sure,
all of our
right,
business comes,
Right, so,
Yeah, I think taking it earlier than what it has done a good job so far.
okay,
They do know, and I have done it. If I feel like it's not going in the right direction, we'll just close it all down. I've
just
done
shut
that.
down, right, yeah.
And they are like, Mr. Ewart, yes, I'm sure, let's do it. So we are able to make that call if it needs to be done, for sure.
Could I ask, Mr. Fernandez, Mr. Fernandez, to elaborate a little bit on kind of what your role is and how you're dealing with, because you're there during these times.
A little background, I am a retired Marine military police officer, law enforcement instructor.
I actually just moved up from San Diego. I ran a security at an Irish pub in San Diego. Back there, we have guard cars and stuff like that. So coming aboard with Misty and her bar and that, our main role is protection. Protect the clientele, the staff in the bar. That's what I'm trained for. That's what I do. That's what I look forward to. We have meetings with our security guards. I preach de-escalation of force. I don't hide for fighters. We're not fighters. We're not brawlers. We are defense and protectors.
Mhm.
And that's what we look to do.
Could you elaborate a little bit on de-escalation?
De-escalation. I like the word verbal judo. We try to talk our people down. We
Right.
try to talk them out. Again, yes, our our bar fights have been, I tell my people to observe and watch, and you can see aggression in people. You can see conflict starting. Intervene before a swing is even happened. And that has increased a lot. We have gotten outside the bar. Yes, we're still having incidents a little bit outside the bar,
Mhm.
but we're working to rectify that.
Okay.
But our inside conflicts have downed tremendously.
Okay. Now, and you said you added cameras, correct?
Yes,
To the outside?
yes,
Looking at the parking lot, 'cause
Yes.
that's a big parking lot.
yes, yeah.
That thing's massive, and
We have,
somebody can get lost in there.
yeah, and it's lit up. We put more, lights out there, so it's lit up like a stage now. So they're not hiding in a corner, they're not doing this. or
Okay.
doing that. So
Or is any security out in the lot?
That's
Just
mostly what we got.
Is that what you're
them for.
doing then?
So our focus, if I may, our focus is on primary entry points, I should say, really. of the
Right.
bar. Obviously, we do go in the bar. We do assist them if needed. We do let them do their job though.
Right.
They are, that's kind of more their job.
Okay.
But, again, we will assist them if needed. Because we do have
Exactly.
that able to escalate if we need to, those force options, to be able to defend, again, them, anybody there who's just trying to enjoy beer on a Saturday night.
Right.
And of course, my guys as well, too, least amount is always, the best. That's what we strive for, de-escalation. But, I know you're a police officer, as you're aware, drinking and stuff like that. Sometimes it's, you gotta do what you have to do. And again, we're trying to protect her establishment and everybody that's in it. Just want to have a good time.
Do you have any issues with the residents in the area? Because there's that neighborhood right across from you guys.
No.
You get any?
No, I have had,
So I haven't had.
Oh, you said yes.
Yeah, no, no, we haven't had any issues.
Okay.
the one guy across the, trail has complained about the music, but we've got that all worked out. So
Okay,
we turn that music down and make sure he's open.
okay. All right. How close is he by chance?
We sit on one side of the trail and his house is just directly on the
Yeah,
other
there's
side.
that residential area is right next
But
there.
he's really the only one, even in the area directly across Market Street. We've never had any issues. Actually, when we installed those lights that shined right on the house, and I told my brother, so we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, that's,
We turned it
yeah,
down,
that.
cause it was just blaring right at their house.
If I may add, like I said, coming from San Diego in Indiana laws, being an open carry state, being such a new thing for me, in-house. That's why we brought him aboard, his crew aboard, because as in-house security, walking to a vehicle or to a parking lot with an open carry vehicle, with somebody, that's mostly where they have their guns and stuff like that.
Right.
So this is why we brought them aboard.
Okay, all right. How many men are on your detail at night?
Two. As of right now, yes, sir. Every Friday and Saturday night, we have two correction agents there. They're there from 2300 to 04. Sometimes they get cut out early.
11 o'clock,
Yeah,
okay.
11 to 4.
Mhm,
So sometimes they get cut out early if, slow night.
If it's, yeah,
We get the crowd out and, we always check in with them. And then if they're like, yeah, go ahead, roll, then we go ahead and roll. Or we'll stay till, all staff is gone if they ask. We also walk patrons to their car if they, wanted it.
Okay.
Walk staff. We do everything we can to make sure people feel safe. That's our goal. That's what he paid me to do. That's what I paid my guys to do. And that's what our job is to do.
In reference to the parking lot, do you have issues with people congregating, hanging out in the parking lot?
They pretty much show them all the way at the end of the night. They
So
have
if-
tried to hang out there, but we just put a stop to
So you
it.
don't allow people to
No
congregate?
loitering, no drinking, you're either coming in or going out.
Right, when you're leaving, you're leaving.
no
We also,
tailgating.
Right.
we also are working on something, me and Miss, you're in the process of kind of renegotiating some things for the future. One system that I mentioned to her is a camera system that we've been talking about. So do you guys know or familiar with like Kroger or Walmart, those trailer surveillance camera systems with the flashing police lights? And they have the spotlights and 360 cameras.
Mhm.
We're looking at, we have a partnership direct with them, so we are a distributor, so we work hand in hand.
Mhm.
And our security team can manage and monitor that. We also have a 24/7 security operations center based in Michigan that oversees our guys in the field, so essentially like a dispatch, if you will.
Right.
That will actually be starting to monitor these cameras, with that trailer out there. So that
Okay.
trailer will go specifically in that lot, which will open up more lighting. It'll have the flashing police, light on there. So again, that's a deterrent
Uh-huh.
on top of the loudspeaker. So, we can set pre-automated messages. So, at closing time, it can automatically say, hey,
Get out.
welcome, is closed. You must exit the parking lot. If you don't,
Okay.
within the next 15 minutes, police will be
So you
dispatched.
got the
Even if
audio
we're not calling them.
Not
You can
yet.
just-
Not yet.
Did the
That's what
cameras
we-
that we did
Yeah,
until I
so
could
we're,
get this.
we're working on trying to get that together. I helped her out with getting the bar scanner. I recommended that to scan
Mhm.
and people take pictures of IDs. It works well. You can see demographics who's coming in and of course, exactly list why somebody's not allowed in there. On top of it, checks for fake IDs. So that's another good one. So now, there should be no chance of any IDs that should be in there getting in there.
Okay.
But with the added layer of that camera surveillance, not only is the price gonna cover when we're there, but it's also gonna cover 24/7 throughout the week. So on Friday and Saturday nights, when, they're not really jamming on a Monday or Tuesday, it's like decides to move to the parking lot, there's no way it can be pinned on them. It's the whole lot will be covered.
Okay.
On top of that, our team can monitor it from there. They can call our agents, they can call the police. It records, and then it is also AI, so it can detect humans, vehicles, weapons, and animals, and differentiate it. So it's pretty cool technology.
So you had said one call since August, but I see 4 or 5.
No, one incident, one actual reported.
You said police, you said call to service, and I see 4 or 5.
Oh, no, what I meant was the actual incidents where they had the reports.
And I find it concerning that you didn't know the name of your security company. To me, that's a disconnect that kind of alarmed me a little bit.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have a lot of things going on in my head right
We
now.
all
No,
do.
that's
I get
okay.
it, but, so to me, that was a red flag. And the fact that, while I appreciate what you're doing, I do appreciate some of the steps, but when you need security at that level and doing that, you've already missed the boat. You've already, there's been a disconnect when it gets to that point, in my opinion. And I look at the calls to service and I'm like, it's concerning, it's alarming, we know that.
I
And
understand.
and to get to this point where, to me, I personally, and I can't speak, but when you need that level of security, you've already messed up.
I didn't get them because I needed it. I got it to
You
be
did. You
proactive.
need some.
And I didn't want us to be in a situation we couldn't handle. So when our security struggled and I knew that we needed more,
Handle
right,
it. Here's the evidence.
Right.
What am I supposed to, how am I supposed to think that you can handle it?
Well, I think the evidence is that we are handling it. The other thing I'd have you remember is that this arguably is the largest bar in Kokomo. It's big.
Yeah. That's
And,
got rooms in it.
with another bar that just closed down in town with a lot of different variables.
Okay, but none of that is a solution for accountability.
I'm not saying that it is. This was my solution in trying to make it better.
Yeah,
So-
mark your defense there, I wouldn't even go there because, so what? It's the biggest bar in Kokomo, okay. We are literally, in my opinion, I'm looking at assault with a deadly weapon, cracked over the head with a pool cue, punched in the face, sitting at a bar stool. I'm not looking at minor violations. I'm looking at, those are 3 or 4 violent, extremely violent acts that, in my opinion, we are one call away, one incident away from something extremely catastrophic.
Which is why we're doing our best to make it not that away.
I understand that and appreciate, but I also have to.
There's been a difference. I can see what you're saying, but there has been a difference and there's been an attempt to make it better. And I think that we have been successful with that.
Well, I think sometimes the desire to make it better and the ability to make it better.
Well, I think that we've got a good team here in place. And
course
I
you
think
do.
that I think at the very, least, she has earned the right to prove that to you. And,
I
she's
sure
earned the
have
right
the
for she's earned the right to ask, for, a 1-year renewal. That's what we're asking for. I think there have been massive changes here. And with everybody you've got here, you're very unlikely to see or hear from her again, other than reading her name off every 2 years in good behavior.
Which is what it's been up to this point. Like, this is my third year on the bar, and I've never had violations up till this year. So I do apologize. I know.
That's an even worse argument.
I know, no, but I'm saying that's how I got here. And, it's just to make everything better, you know, and we are doing that, so. If there were violations, I would have been here prior to now, you know, and as far as too many calls, I get that, but we're doing all we can to deter that now and making everybody okay.
Who owned the bar before you took over?
Rodney Collins,
And you took over in,
22, October of 22.
Are you running that with your husband, is that right?
I was, yes,
And he passed this last February?
yes.
was that Danny?
Yes.
Okay, Mark, would make sure you update the ownership.
Right,
It still shows them as half and half.
right. Yes.
Any discussion?
I don't think I have anything else. I like the idea of, shutting down sooner. I like that. Hopefully that can help some of the stuff at the end of the night.
I would add that, you know, I realize that those are the busiest hours. And that does seem to be a theme throughout the 9 counties that I sit on, where we have bars that have issues. They're typically those late night issues. Be open to the idea of, if you need to close earlier, close earlier. I'm saying earlier than you are now,
Right.
if it becomes where you
No, I
feel,
will. They know sometimes I'm like, I've had enough. You guys.
because it's, at some point, you've got to decide what's more important, the business or the
Absolutely,
customer.
Safety of the community.
absolutely.
Right, and so it's just something to
We totally agree.
make sure that you're open to
Totally
that.
agree.
If there's no other discussion, I'd look for a motion.
Moved for a 1-year renewal.
We have a motion for a 1-year renewal
I'll second that.
and a second. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, say no.
I'm gonna say no, but can I make a comment?
Absolutely, yes.
I do think you have the ability to move forward. While I'm saying no, it's obviously gonna go to the state level. This is an advisory board. So while it sounds like I'm being harsh and I'm being whatever you're gonna say I'm being, I do think you have the ability to possibly run this thing and turn it around. I just am having trouble. I would have trouble if something bad happened, like what the evidence tells me is we're headed down that road. Now, maybe we won't with what you're doing. So I'm gonna say no, but it doesn't mean that in my heart, I don't think you have the ability to possibly turn it around, but I have to act on what I've seen this year. Okay? I just have to act on these calls and the violence that has happened in that bar. And for me to be okay with it, I'm gonna say no. That doesn't mean that it's not gonna get overturned and you're gonna have your chance, and I wish you the best, and I believe it's possible. But I believe, you know, maybe a little struggle to get there is what's required. And I think you're headed in the right direction. I just don't know if it's fast enough or if it's too late. So I just wanted to get, you know, throw that out there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll add that, you know, it seems like you're making an effort. Should it go through the state, we'll see you back here in a year with an update on how things are going. And I think I can speak for the board. We would like to see less police calls, and that if incidents do happen, that you're able to come in front of the board and say, this is what happened. And to be able to, and I think this camera, if you guys get it, will help with that. You can
We
say,
also have body cameras.
you could say, you know, we could say this date, this time, this happened, and you can explain, okay, well, here's what happened. And if it was an incident for your neighbors, you're able to provide proof of this wasn't us, this was them. That way, everybody can be held accountable for their actions.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, you are good to go. All right, any other discussion for the board?
Yeah.
Seeing none,
To adjourn.
a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor, we're saying aye?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.